we are willing to take risks and step into things that we have no idea how to do, and even if it's scary, there are wonderful things that can show up on the other side.
Why did you feel the need to search out your birth parents? Was it something you'd wanted to do for a long time?
Yeah, it was. You know, I did this training and development program called Landmark Education. I was like, I want to have a breakthrough in my acting, but something completely different showed up. I realized that I was terrified to find my biological father. I had no expectations. I didn't even know if I'd get a phone call return. I just had to say, you know what? If he calls, great. If he doesn't, I have to be okay with it. But I don't want to be 60, 70 years old going, gosh, I wish I'd found out. And so you just have to let it all go and take a risk.
We're going to Africa. We're going to meet my dad. And I don't know what to expect.
Be open to things showing up that you may not expect. Be open to taking risks. I was terrified to find my father. I was terrified to do a nonprofit. All this stuff is not what I went to schooling for, training for, but it's literally given me my purpose and also given me who I am.
Growing up with adoptive parents in West Virginia, Sarah Culberson always wondered about her biological roots. She found out her birth mother died of cancer 12 years ago. Setting aside her fears of being rejected by her biological father, Sarah hired a private investigator to find him. She found him in Africa.
Wrote a letter, and 4 days later, I got a phone call. And there was this woman on the other line. She said, "Hello, Sarah. This is Evelyn. How are you?" And I thought, is this that Jamaican woman I met the other day? Because I wasn't expecting to hear from anybody so soon, and I couldn't quite get the dialect. She said, "I'm your auntie. We received your letter." And I started to bawl. I said, "Thank you so much for calling. I didn't know if I'd ever hear from you. I didn't know if I'd ever see you." She said, "Zeta, I was there when you were born. I used to take care of you when your mother would go to the grocery store." I said, hold on, let me get your uncle on the phone. And then my uncle gets on the phone and goes, "Oh, Zeta!" I was like, whoa! He said, "We are so happy you've been found. Do you know who you are?" And I'm like, "I'm Sarah?" You are part of a royal family.
What was it like? We saw some of the video when you returned there. How did they receive you?
They were amazing. There were about 200 to 300 people there to welcome me in this ceremony, singing, dancing, and I was like, what did I do to deserve this? I'm just Sarah from West Virginia. That's how I grew up, and everyone was so loving and so generous, and it was amazing. I mean, it was all exciting at the beginning and beautiful, and then I was there, I started to see people with their hands cut off, with missing arms from the Civil War that went on there for 11 years, and I just thought, you know what? What can I do to help? I've come here for a reason. I've come all this way and found my father, and I'm supposed to do something. You know, I think as a princess, there's just a responsibility to take on, which is really what I've really wanted to do in rebuilding my father's school in Africa and starting a nonprofit organization to rebuild the school. So the title princess for me means responsibility, and that's what I'm doing.
This is amazing. Like overwhelming. I'm like crying. I don't know what to do, you know?
Sarah Culberson.
From the springs of ill fortune and of glory, and our senses are all opened to the splendor of your beauty, to the smells of your forests, to the charms of your waters, and the clearness of your skies, to the crests of your sun, and the charm of the foliage pearled by your dew. Dry your tears, Africa. Your children come back to you, their hands full of playthings, and their hearts full of love. They return to you clothed in their dreams and their hopes. Muyamamuye, we return home. Muyamamuye, we return home. Muyamamuye, Africa, we return home, Africa.